Okay, good afternoon. Hope you're still awake. It's nice being the sixth one in a row. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Global Efficient Cook Stove Education Project. We're looking, just to give you a background, we're looking at the problem, the wicked problem is the low efficiency of cook stoves, and we had partners in Africa. So we were looking at the amount of smoke being produced, and which led to not only environmental issues such as destruction of forests, because the women had to go farther and farther to get the wood and they would be destroying the forest, but mainly the health issues really made the students really sensitive to the problems of cooking inside the houses, and that brought issues such as more smoke production, more time to get the wood, the longer cooking time, more exposure to that smoke. So there was a teacher in Boston, Rich Lehrer, who started this project, and he made a proposal. This is the wiki. We have all the information on this wiki, the background, the goals, the research. Basically, we partnered with him through our partnership with MIT. We have a partnership there. And he found partners also in Uganda and Rwanda, and their schools were interested in seeing if the students could kind of have a little competition and build 5 models of clean cook stoves. And it was a very interesting project. Each school adapted the curriculum and the competition to their own particular constraints. So we had 2 schools in São Paulo, our school in Graded, 1 school in Boston, and the 2 schools in Africa. And it was really interesting participating in this, because each school, like the one in Boston had this huge backyard. They could get their wood, just go out and get the wood, and had to deal with issues of how to build a stove and then make it. We discovered it's not easy to light a fire. Our students couldn't do it. And they felt, it was a very humbling experience. But one of the interesting things was that so we would have these different learning spaces, and our constraint was space and access to natural things like wood. The students would have to bring it from the farm that their grandfather had, very far away from the city, because we're very urban. But we also added an element to this in our case, because we were dealing with high school students. We partnered with the University of São Paulo. They were working for our science fair. So here the teacher is a specialist in energy, and she encouraged us not only to build the stoves, but to test different types of biomass. And here the teachers are helping them. We were trying to figure out how to cut these cans and make these rocket stoves. And the students building, they had never done manual labor before, so it was very interesting how they could not let go of their technology. So since their hands were dirty, they would use any part of their body to continue communicating. So there are a lot of interesting things going on. And here in Rwanda and Rwanda, we had the different NGOs that were participating to give the kids access, because access was a very big issue. It was very hard video conferencing with them, getting the line. And this school, they tried to participate, but we really couldn't connect with them. It was very hard. This is Rich visiting them in the beginning when we were starting this project, and they were very excited, but we couldn't connect in the end. So it was a pity. We really wanted to participate more with them. So where does this leave us? What are we looking for? So we want to look for more partners, expand this project, because it was a great, the kids loved it. We plan on continuing and expanding this project even to a curricular level, and we would love to find more partners that are interested in this issue. We have this happening in several regions, even in our own country, in Brazil, in the Northeast, we have this problem happening. He's also in contact with India, but also people who are interested in this type of, working in this type of issue. We had an online working environment that, we were all over the place and trying to find the right platform. And do we use Skype? But then how many people can we put on there? And we wanted to use Facebook, but then the schools in Boston said no. The parents said no way. I'm not going to put my kids on Facebook. So we have all these kinds of issues. So one of our challenges is finding a platform that we can work on. Making it a curricular activity. We would like to take it from an extra credit or extracurricular and take it to maybe developing science kits. One of the ideas is to develop science kits that you could get the kids started. For example, our kids didn't really have access to all this material. They had to go and find whatever. They had to buy cans so that they could use it and so forth. Shared database as well is one thing we dream of, is that the kids could all put all the data in one database, that everybody could use this data set. Publish articles so that we could start, expanding the idea and even looking at this and sharing more this idea because of the partnerships with the universities. They're very interested in that. Pursue different kinds of engagement and research centers, like community centers, museums, libraries. And also identify and establish collaboration with other institutions that may be doing the similar kinds of work. Actually, we were just talking amongst us as we were rehearsing, because we already identified commonalities. So what we need is a lot of help. Help with the environment, the database. We need, a platform or a place where we could put this shared environment. Help in finding partners for this project. I mean, the partners that would really get engaged in participating. And, we had schools that were really interested, but then how can we get them to commit as much as some of the schools did? And we tried to identify some things for us that really helped. For example, in our school, for example, we had the vision. The directors give us the funding. They pay for the time, for the extra time that the teachers have to spend. If we could get that to more schools. Funding to hire somebody to help, because, for example, Rich, he said, oh, I just have a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. What a time for a project to grow. It's like a no free time. So if I could have somebody helping. But also the administrators. I mean, we would love to organize events for the administrators of all the schools who are participating, so that we could pass on this vision and what kind of support they could give to the teachers. And also other summits that we could share ideas and showcase all that was happening, something like's happening here. Also, for visiting the different schools, maybe one or other person responsible for the project being able to visit these places. Funding for prizes. We'd love to stimulate kids, to build and give prizes. It's always something that gets people moving. For more resources and internet connection, especially in the countries that have a hard time with low connection. If there's any way we could help them with that. Also for participation in conferences of related, organizations. That would be really helpful, that we could share and build on that community. For example, there are stove camps being promoted by the Provincial Research Center. Video conferencing tool, if we could have one that could put several people, I mean, it might be just ignorance on our part, but if there's something that we could put like 20 people on the same screen, and we could all be talking at the same time as much as possible. Also to purchase good monitoring equipment for the smoke efficiency. I mean, how can you measure the efficiency and compare the stoves and how much smoke emission there is? So if there would be sensors there. And also, we would like to facilitate the partnerships between the schools and the different institutions and universities, maybe having someone there dedicated to that. But one thing that doesn't, that just requires a lot of talent is finding ways. Maybe here we're looking at participating in the Global Ideas Challenge with MIT. Rich is already bringing that into the picture, but also being here with you, and the NMC and all these you wonderful people who are there. So, wow, so many talents. So if we could find in these ties to amplify these partnerships. And what we're looking forward to accomplishing is to build a global collaboration network by building a curriculum, a science curriculum, but actually would be interdisciplinary curriculum that would be global, that would be flexible enough to be adaptable to the different needs of the different cultures, problem-based, contextualized, all the things that we were talking about exactly today. And also the creation of a global collaborative project, the integration of the science with the other sciences and all the subjects related, the building the partnerships, integrating technology into the curriculum in a meaningful way, and increasing community awareness also. That's one thing that we want to get more of a community, and starting with this issue, but it could go beyond that. So that's, again, the wiki, just so you have the link, and the contact information, my email. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.